How to create session recaps on Ekklo. What is a session recap? It's a smart questionnaire that will be sent after each session to each of your clients to get their feedback, to know how the session went, the RPE, if they're tired, pumped, injured, or whatever. Each response will be saved in your coach space. And you can find everything, all their answers in your app. In short, everything you need to analyze and see your clients' progress via the app. And we're going to look at that together. So here we are on Ekklo. And so we're going to go to the tracking tab on the left, and we're going to click on the end of session feedback tab. There we go, done. So we arrive in the session feedback interface. You'll see there's only one very simple button. Just press create a feedback. And so the session feedback creator will open with two tabs each time, settings and questions. So for the settings, it's very simple. It's a title. So for example, we're going to put end of session feedback, and then we also have a description. I'm going to copy and paste to put it in. There, it's not mandatory, but it's a little extra, let's say. Next, we'll press move to the next step, and so now we'll have all the questions. So it's a bit like the assessments and questionnaires. We'll have three choices. Either we create our own question, or we can directly take a question we created beforehand, or we can also pick a question that's already been created in the Ekklo library. What we're going to do is create our own question. So we're going to create a question, like for example, how did your session go? And then we'll have different types of responses from your clients in text, number, multiple choice, scale, yes or no, image, video, date. In short, you put whatever you want. For example, I'm going to put scale. So there, as soon as I've picked the type of question, we'll have the possibility to check or not if it's a mandatory question. And also we can add this own question to our question library. I'm going to activate it, and then we can just click add this question. And so there we can see at the bottom right, the question has been added to the session feedback. We see each time the title, the type of question, and if the question is mandatory or not. Of course, we can rename it on the right each time or delete it. We can ask your clients lots and lots of questions. Once we've finished creating the end of session feedback template, we'll just press at the bottom left and click on finish creating the feedback. And it's done. We can see at the bottom right that the feedback has been completed. So once the end of session feedback has been created, now what we need to do is assign it to a client, to a program. So we're going to go to the same page, and we're going to click on the right on assign to clients. And so there we'll have two possibilities. So either we can assign this end of session feedback to a program template, which means that for each client you share this sports program template with, they will automatically receive this type of session feedback, so these questions. Or we can choose by pressing client program, the client who will receive their program. So there it's more, let's say, very personal session feedback. So for example, I'm going to take Theo Verl there, and I could also choose Theo Verl, his program, so the beginner sports program. Which means that every time a client presses finish session, their questionnaire will automatically appear in their mobile app. So here we are in our client's mobile app. Let's imagine that I'm a client. I received session feedback from my coach. Just click at the top right and finish the session. There we go. And you'll see right away the session recap will appear asking how your session went. The RPE, is he tired, pumped, injured? Anyway, you put in whatever you want, and the client just has to submit, and we'll have the session and questionnaire successfully completed. The end of session feedback has been sent. And for you to see it, just go to the clients tab, then to sport. So there you'll always have the calendar of what he's done or not. So at the bottom, we'll have your client's completed sessions with the exercise completed, sets completed, load and reps, a graph as well, and we'll see here end of session feedback unanswered or answered. And there we can click on it and see what your client answered. So there you go, you now know how to create end of session feedback and send it to your clients. And if you want to understand the app even better, you can go watch the next video.